Hi, Troy from Insulgard. Today I wanted to take you through how we do all our quotes over the phone using Google Earth and Near Maps. Let's take a look. Okay, so what we've done is I've searched up an address. Now, this house is just a random house. Just wanted to use it as a bit of an example and obviously just go through the questions that we'd normally ask. So we've brought up Google Maps, we've typed in the address. The first thing we look at is the street view. So it's also important that we confirm we're looking at the right house. Wouldn't be the first time I've measured up the wrong house and gone through the whole quote, and then we've gone, actually, that wasn't even the right house. So look, just a quick couple of questions. I normally just confirm the colour of the roof. Obviously, this house is a distinguishing feature wall out the front, little park bench on the right-hand side, driveway, garage on the left-hand side. Once we know it's the right house, perfect, we can get started. So the most important thing we look at on street view is obviously the shape of the roof, how much access is in there, because as we said, all our work's done via the roof. So it's important to know how much space we'll actually have in there. So going back to the aerial view, okay, we can actually zoom in and then hit satellite. So first questions we normally ask is, are all the ceilings in the house flat? Obviously, if there's areas that have no ceiling, so it's a cathedral, or if there's raked sections, we need to deduct that off our measurements to make sure we're not allowing for those areas. Obviously, we also want to make sure that there's no patio under the common roof, which is quite common. You'll see from this house that there's actually a patio by the looks of it out the back. Okay, so I wouldn't imagine that there's one under here, but obviously that's something we need to factor in, as well as if we're doing the garage. So we've made sure that there's a ceiling cavity in there, there's a flat ceiling. We've obviously need to find out if there's any ducted aircon in the roof, because having to crawl around ducted aircon makes life a bit more tricky. Okay, and lastly, downlights, because that's relevant to putting the insulation back in. We need to leave 50mm exposed around the downlights to make sure there's no points of contact. Okay, it's then very easy to measure the house. So we simply right click, okay, it brings up our little tool, and we go down to measure distance. So obviously 95% of the times we don't include the garage, we do ask, but unless you're using it for a hobby or spending a lot of time in there, there's actually no need to insulate. So we can go around the house, quite simple. Okay, draw our little footprint out, and you'll see as I'm doing this, it's telling me the lineal meters, which is great for if we're quoting cavity wall insulation, and we also get the square meters when we join the dot back up. So we'll just try and make these as best as we can, and this is very accurate. I find this is within probably 1-2%, so 5 square meters. Hence why we can do 95% of our quotes over the phone or over Facebook Messenger. So you see down the bottom here, we've got a total distance and a total area. Now, something I looked at, lost my dot there. Something we'll look at on Street View, okay, is actually to see if there's eaves. If there's eaves on the house, we normally just bring our measurements in a touch, okay, just to allow that obviously we only install to the outer wall, okay, not into the eaves. So this house actually has quite tight eaves, but I'll show you an example if it had bigger eaves. You can see the distance has changed, okay, quite significantly based on whether there's eaves or not. So it's something we allow in our calculations. Now, if you had a raked part, it'd normally be a matter of you measuring that area up for us with a tape and going, okay, it's a 4x3 area, so it's 12 square meters. Okay, we can't access that, so it's 100 minus the 12, it's 88 square meters of roof space. Now, all our quotes are obviously an approximation of the area, and rarely do we price per square meter. So you can see from not even 3 or 4 minutes on Google Earth that I can look at the picture of roof, the access, a few questions around what the house is like, okay, and using Google Maps we can actually measure out your home. So nice, quick, easy way to do your quotes. So if you're interested in a quote, it's nice and simple. You can either call us 1300 467 854 and speak to myself, Michael, or Bernadette. Otherwise, you can send us a message on Facebook and Instagram and we can do our quotes that way. Or if you're a bit short on time, leave a contact form on our website, insulgard.net, and we'll get in touch with you soon. Take care.